The betting, the not so much anymore, is more down to my own fault. I need to get studying again to get the edge back. But yeah, it's a great product. I love the exchange. It's really, in my opinion, one of the better bookmakers, if not the best bookmaker out there.
Moving along to race number 2 on the program, which will be the start of the Pick 6. Not often you hear that, the start of the Pick 6 in race 2, but on this Wednesday it will be. It is a maiden handicap to get the Pick 6 rolling. Maiden handicap for fillies and mares, 1600 meters the trip, 13:35 the off time, and the time that you need to have your bets on by. Courageous, your 15-10 favorite, 16-10 Madame Pompadour. It's 9-2 about Grecian Palace. Mythical Tune at 11-2, and then it's 14-1 and Better Bar. Those now, number 1, Courageous. She ran a very nice race last time out, third behind My Lady Soul, and this filly, she shows them the world back at home, but she just fails to reproduce it on the racetrack, and she seems to be coming back to herself slowly now. I mean, if you have a look at her last 3 starts, she's improved lengthwise. She's getting closer, and there's no reason to suggest that she wouldn't see out the mile just based on the pedigree. She gets the best of the draws. Polytrack for the first time, so she's obviously a horse that has to be given healthy respect. Number 3, Madame Pompadour, last time out, in fact the last 2 starts, beaten favourite. She's probably a filly. What you see is what you get with her. She's a horse that has had a fair share of chances. Cheek pieces go on. She's got a good draw, so she'll be there on the premises. And Sheldon, number 4, Grecian Palace, we were just speaking of here. This filly is of some interest with the blinkers on now, and at her second start, she obviously moved up so nicely, and she just didn't seem to go on with the effort. And her last 2 starts, she hasn't really reproduced anything of substance, but receiving a bit of weight, maybe she could just be the lurker and the sort of the horse that could topple the top 2.
I got to agree with you. Number 4, Grecian Palace. I remember calling her second run, and she absolutely glided up at the 400, and then she just lacked extra later on. So I thought just maybe a little bit more racing experience, and then we can follow her with some confidence. Unfortunately, her next 2 runs have been below par. She's moved up to a point and then just failed to deliver. 56.5 on her back, Samanga, blinkers, a 4 draw. Things could really work out for her. So value-wise, number 4, Grecian Palace, that's probably the horse you want to go for. And then when you look between number 1, Courageous, and number 3, Madame Pompadour. Courageous, 58, Madame Pompadour, 60. So Courageous has got the 2 kgs in her favour, the 1 draw. Interesting enough, all 3 of them try the poly surface for the first time. So we'll see who takes best to the poly. For me, Courageous would be the horse to beat. The only slight concern in the back of my mind is the 1600. If it is a 1400, I'd say very strong number 1, Courageous. And then number 3, Madame Pompadour. You got to watch that last replay. Things didn't map out for her at the break, and by the time she got going, the race was over. A pair of cheek pieces on from a neat draw. So race number 2, not cut and dried, but as you mentioned, number 4, Grecian Palace, that's probably the mystery horse here.
Yeah, that's number 4 around 92 in the market, but numbers 1 and 3 definitely horses that you have to have healthy respect for in terms of the place accumulators and bypass. Those could be the 2 horses that you go for, but in terms of the pick 6, maybe you just want to add horse number 4, Grecian Palace, into the mix in the second race on the card.
It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Intrabet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.